Hello, College Algebra student. This video is for chapter 5.5, find zeros of polynomial functions. In the last video, we introduced two theorems. One is vector theorem. The other is rational zero theorem. So both of them help us to locate one possible rational zeros, and from there we can find other zero. But it is all out of the guess game, so it is guessing. So let's actually use both of them together to find all the possible zeros. So first of all, if they say find all zero of a polynomial function, the first you do is to list all the possible one. So this is the steps that I have here. So list all the possible one, then pick one to evaluate. Pick one that you think maybe by using synthetic division, check if the remainder is zero. And then you would, if once you get the remainder zero, you would have one factor and a quotient. Then you repeat using the quotient until you factor everything. If until it is a quadratic function, which you can do factoring or quadratic formula. So I'm going to follow those steps. First is list all possible zero. You would say possible zeros, possible k. K is what? Factor of -2 over factor of 2, right? Factor of the constant over factor of the leading term, leading coefficient. Factor of -2 is plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2, both top and bottom. So that means what are the possible ones? It will be plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2 when you are using plus 1 as a denominator, and then you use plus and minus 1/2 also. So that's the first step. The second step would be pick one, right? Pick one to do, to check. So what would be a good one to check? Should we check 1 or 2? Let's check 1. Okay, so check x minus 1, that is k is 1. So I do 1, and then I do 2, 3, -3, 2, -3, -2. Bring down to 1 times 2 is 2, so that's 5. 1 times 5 is 5, so that is 2. 1 times 2 is 2. Oh, -2 plus 2 is 0. So this, I find one, x minus 1 is a factor. And also I find another factor, which is 2, x 2 plus 5x plus 2x squared. So I would say to find all zeros, so I would factor it. I would say 0 equal to x minus 1, the one that I just got, and also this 2x squared plus 5x plus 2. Now this one is factorable because I can do grouping by doing AC diamond and grouping. 2 times 2 is 4, and 5, what two number? Is 1, 4. When you multiply is 4, when you add is 5. So I do grouping. 2x squared plus x plus 4x plus 2. You use AC diamond for splitting it up. And so that would be x minus 2, 2, no, x is the common factor. 2x plus 1 plus 2, 2x plus 1. Right? Obviously, oh, I don't want to know space. I'm going to do it here. So obviously it would be x minus 2, 2x plus 1 times x plus 2. That is equal to 0, right? So then you will use principle of zero product. X is equal to 2, x is equal to 2x plus 1 equal to 0, -1/2, and also x equal to, this is a x plus 2, so it's -2 also. Right? So I find all the zeros. So it involves, again, we involve listing all the possible ones. You pick one to check. You're lucky you find this. Actually, I think if you pick, no, this is a 1. How come I write it as 2? Yeah. So it should be x minus 1. I have a typo. I was looking at this. So the first one I check is 1. So it becomes x minus 1 being a factor. So 1. And then if I didn't check this, I can check -1, it would not work. But if I check -2, it would work. If I check -1/2, it works. So this list is actually pretty good, but not all of them are. So that's how I solve it. Now, second one is find all zeros of this. So let's do k is possible. K is what? Factor of -1 over factor of 3. So factor of -1 is just plus and minus 1. Factor of 3 is plus and minus 1 plus and minus 3. So that would mean it is plus and minus 1 and then plus and minus 1/3. So that's the possible one. So which one should I check? Maybe I'll check 1. Okay, so check the factor of x minus 1 so that my k is 1. So I copy 3, -7, 5, -1, bring down 3. 1 times 3 is 3. It's -4. 1 times -4 is -4. Add together is 1. 1 times 1 is 1. Oh, it is 0. So it is when the remainder is 0, that means this x minus 1 is a factor. So you can write it out. You can say 0 equal to x minus 1. And then the other factor is the quotient. 3x squared minus 4x plus 1. This is exactly the a quotient. So this one is factorable, right? I can just do guess and check 3x because it's minus 1, x minus 1. So if I do 1 times x, 3 times x, yeah. So you can do guess and check. This is the answer. So I say so that is equal to 0. I factor the whole thing. So x is equal to 1, x is equal to 1/3, and x equal to 1 again. So it's multiplicity of 2. I have 2 zeros. One of them is a double root. Oh, I think I have another one. So another one, yeah, the third example. So this is x to the 4th, more complex. So what should I guess? One of my possible rational zero. Factor of the constant term, -8, and factor of 1. The leading term of 1. The constant term is here. So what is all the factors of 8? Plus and minus 1. You always list plus and minus 1. Plus and minus 2, plus and minus 4, plus and minus 8. There's more here. And then the bottom is always just plus and minus 1. So ultimately, the possible one are plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2, plus and minus 4, plus and minus 8. So what should I check? I'm going to check x minus 2. Usually we do 1, 2. So these 4. Usually you will get some because these are just a homework question that ask you to drill. They won't like ask you, they won't put a root that is very funky that you have to find a long time to find. So check x minus x. So I would do a long division. 1, 1, -2, -4, -8. It's not long division, it's synthetic. So I put 2 here. So k is 2. Okay, bring down. 1 times 2 is 2. Add together is 3. 2 times 3 is 6. Add together is 4. 2 times 4 is 8. Add together is 4. 2 times 4 is positive 8. Oh, I got the remainder 0. So I have another factor. So I will say the other factor is x cubed plus 3x squared plus 4x plus 4, right? So I do this again. I would say, what are the possible one? The possible k would be plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2, plus and minus 2, plus and minus 4, divided by or over plus and minus 1. So that is the list. Plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2, plus and minus 4. What should I check? Earlier I checked 2. Maybe I'm going to check -2. So I would use this one. 1, 3, 4, 4. I want to do negative because these are all positive. If I have a positive, it doesn't make sense. So 1 times -2 is -2. That is 1. 1 times -2 is another -2 is 2. 2 times -2 is -4. So I get 0. So I have one more factor also. So I can write my equation now as 0 equal to x minus 2 that I got, right? Oh, I should here say check x plus 2. So I have an x plus 2, and then the other one is x squared plus x plus 2. Okay, so find all the 0. This 2 is easy to find. This is not factorable, so I would just say x is equal to 2, -2. Oh, x is also equal to quadratic formula, -1 plus and minus b squared, 1 minus 4 times 2 times 1 all over 2. So that would be -1 plus and minus square root 7, -7, because and over 2. -7 we write it as a complex root 1 plus I root 7 over 2. Oh, -1. So I have 2 more roots here. So including everything, then the zeros are, what are all the zeros? So the zeros are not enough space. Maybe put it here in the middle. The zeros are 2, -2, and also 1, a -1 plus I root 7 over 2, -1 minus I root 7 over 2. So that's the answer. So sometimes you have to do 2 times. After you get the quotient, it is not a quadratic, then you do one more time. Okay. So the next things we want to do is an application and also use decimal to find zeros, and also an application of solving a word problem. So I'm going to do it with the third video.